Hello everyone, welcome to my very first onboard story. So I've decided to do this onboard story after being inspired by a racing driver called David Perel. You can look him up on YouTube. He has a very interesting onboard stories of his races on a different series, so I thought it would be a good idea to do mine as a way to document my own experience, as well as a way to share with you guys my thoughts and what I actually feel when I'm behind the wheel. So what you're actually looking at here is the last round of the Skilldrvn 1 Mix series. It's a rolling start format. I actually qualified P6 out of 8 cars. Not a very good qualifying session, so I have a lot of grounds to make up to this race. So here right now, I'll just leave it to you guys to start the race, and I'll come back later. So as I was saying earlier, I actually qualified P6 out of P8 in this race. I actually encountered a lot of traffic, but traffic is actually normal in qualifying. You can't expect to have a clear track all the time. What issue I have was that in my best run during the qualifying, my right foot actually slipped off the brake pedal while going to turn 7 and doing a heel and toe. Very schoolboy textbook mistake. Just gotta be able to do that skill a bit more fluently and a bit more masterfully the next time. So here I actually managed to make up one place. I'm moving up to P5 from my P6 qualifying position, chasing up to the front group. So the Skilldrvn 1 Mix series actually consists of all Suzuki Swift, and all these Suzuki Swift are tuned and modified to the same spec. We use the same brakes, same suspension. The engine is tuned to the same power, the same rev cut. So if we make any mistake, it's actually quite difficult for us to catch up. As you can see here in turn 7, I actually overcooked my turn a little bit, ran wide. So Vox, which is the blue car in front, which was behind me earlier, managed to gain back his position back to P5 and drop me back to P6. So that actually happens. The first lap, the tires are not that warm up yet. So when you try to push a little bit hard, then sometimes this happens. But it's okay, mistakes happen. I think the important thing here is to keep a cool head and continue to keep up to the front bunch. Going to turn 13 and 14, as the cars are battling up ahead, the key thing for me here is to get a good exit, so I can actually perhaps set up some kind of move in next turn 15 or turn 1, turn 2 in next lap. So here you can see I managed to get a bit of slipstream from the blue car in front, again driven by Vox. But as soon as I pull out of the slipstream, you can see here I'm struggling a bit to get a bit of top speed as we are nearing the end of the back straight. So can't do much right now. I can only make sure that I get a good exit out of turn 15. Again, try to get a bit of straight line speed. Maybe I can overtake him by the end of the main straight into turn 1. But the funny thing here is the car seems to pull very well up until 3rd gear, and then now I'm on 4th gear. As you can see in my side mirror, Vox is able to gain a bit of straight line speed. So we go side by side into turn 1. I'm giving him a little bit of space and decided to tuck in back to him so that I don't compromise my line too much. So again, it's really important to keep up, not make any mistakes. So if you realize that the lines are no longer ideal, perhaps it's good to not make a certain rash move and just keep calm, ensure the car is stabilized, set it up for the next one. So as you can see, our driving lines are quite similar, as Skilldrvn is actually a racing academy in Malaysia, so all of us actually train together. We go to track days together, we go through the same fundamentals in terms of theory understanding as well as driving techniques training. So it's quite hard to find a difference in our driving styles and our driving skills, and we really have to really observe the car in front to see how they react, to see how they attack. So me being at the back actually is a very good position, as I can observe everything, but I also have to make my own planning to make sure that I don't spend too much time behind all these cars. So going into this race, I'm actually P2 in overall standing. We had 4 rounds this year, which is the first full season. The blue car in front, Vox, is actually the leading contender with 230 points. I'm actually 10 points behind with 220. So in order for me to clinch the overall champion, I actually need to finish at least 2 positions ahead of him. So it's actually really important for me to make my move to pass him so that I can make my attacks in the front group. So again, this time I actually get another good exit, but again, we don't have enough room, and the difference in power for the cars are not there. So again, I run out of room at the end of the back straight, with hopes that I again get a better exit for turn 15. Maybe we can do something again in turn 1. So same strategy as before, but perhaps this time it's a little bit different. So again, here I'm just going to leave it to you guys to observe what I believe has been the greatest braking move that I've done so far in this full season of race, and I'll join you guys later. Alright, so it is only at this moment that I can say that the move is done. But as you can see, I'm still looking very often to the side mirror and the back mirror just to make sure I know where Vox is, not make any mistakes, so that I can keep him behind me as I make my pursuit to the group in front. So once again, they are battling among each other in front, so it was a good chance for me to catch up. One thing to take note is, for each round that the racer finishes in podium for this Skilldrvn 1 Mix Series, the top 3 finishers are added success ballast. So the winner gets 15 kilograms of weight ballast added to his car. The second, which is the first runner-up, gets 10 kilo, and the third driver gets 5 kilo added. So 4 rounds this year, I actually won the first round, and I got 3rd place the previous round as well, so I actually had 20 kilos added to my car compared to the car in front. So as you can see, the straight line speed is a bit lacking. Not to mention, I also gained 5 kilos because of a lot of food throughout the year. Not a good thing. But as long as they are still group ahead, I think there's still a chance for me to close up. Once again, we are going to turn 12, 13, 14. I love this series of corners. There's a lot of grounds to be made, especially turn 13, where it's very tricky to get the correct line. It's even more tricky if you have to battle it among a group of racers. So me being at the back, the advantage is on me to actually get a good exit. Again, to see if we can do something about this in turn 1 next lap, or turn 4, or turn 7. These are the possible overtaking points. A lot of battles ahead, so I'm just minding my own business to make sure that I have a good exit. Maybe there will be another battle that goes into turn 1 and I can do something about it. So my job is very simple: keep up with the light blue car in front, which is driven by Rafin. For some reason, they are pulling ahead. I think perhaps it's due to the weight ballast or just the power that the car is generating. I couldn't keep up. And also this leads to another drama that you guys will see later. Okay, it's not this lap yet. Okay, so I got it wrong. It's actually the next lap, but yeah, you get to see what happened. I will not have any spoilers at the point. But yeah, I just keep it just keep it safe for now. I'm not braking at the latest that I can, just making sure that I don't make any mistakes, but I don't fall too far off from the group in front as well. At this point, I don't think I saw Vox behind me that closely anymore. I think he's choosing a more conservative strategy to just finish strong in this race and not take any risks, as he's leading the overall championship right now. For me, I have to make up 2 places and make sure that I finish two places ahead, and that Vox doesn't get any fastest lap or any sort of bonus points that might come in his way. So I've been pushing my car a lot, and I can feel that the car is developing a bit more front understeer, possibly due to the tires overheating and the inflated pressure from the heat. So gotta take it a little bit easy here. Again, the good thing is I'm not too far off the front group, and the gap among the cars are not too big as well. So even if I can't make my move now, in my mind I was thinking, okay, perhaps I can do something about the pit strategy later, get some ground in the in lap and the out lap, and continue the fight after the pit. So in this one make race series, the race format is a 45 minutes race, which comes down to about 15 laps per race, with a mandatory pit stop in between of 3 minutes long, which means somewhere in the middle of the race, when the pit window is open, we have to come in for a pit stop for 3 minutes. So that's also a way that we can play around with the pit strategy. So once again, exiting turn 15, the objective is simple: keep up, look for any opportunities in turn 1. Again, I'm being dropped behind. Yeah, it's a bit frustrating that I can't keep up, but it is what it is. You know, the cars are tuned to be the same power, and this lap is the unfolding of the drama that you guys are about to see. Oh, that was a close one. So yeah, what you see here is not that I misjudged the braking point. As you can see from the foot cam, my foot is right to the firewall and I have no brakes. So the car just couldn't stop. I had to rely on my handbrake, and now all I can do is just put on the hazard light, nurse the car back to pits, get it checked, and perhaps I can still continue the race. So very, very disappointing. I didn't expect this to happen at all. The brakes felt great up until this point, and I know I was making a lot of hard braking moves, but I really didn't expect that I'll be losing all my brakes. And, yeah. From the initial experience, it felt very much like I lost all brake pressure, so it could be a brake hose failure or some kind of a leak or even a master pump failure. But yeah, all I can do now is just nurse the car back. So yeah, really disappointing moment. I guess at this point all hopes of a overall champion is lost. I can only ensure that, you know, I salvage whatever points that's remaining. So as long as you finish somewhere in this race, you get some points. If you don't finish, you get 0. So I was very lucky that first thing, when I lost my brakes, I don't have a group of cars in front of me. Otherwise, I'll be like a bowling ball hitting into all the bowling pins, potentially ending, you know, not just my race, but because this is my own race car, it'll be the premature end of my entire, racing career, so to speak, which I've just started. Second thing is, I didn't injure anybody, I didn't injure myself, and I also didn't park the car in the gravel trap, which means that I won't be able to finish this race because I have to be towed out. So I was really, really lucky in hindsight that I lost my brakes at turn 1, not while I'm making any move, for example on Vox or anything. So it was still a very good experience. I think after racing in a full season, it was very important to actually finish consistently. In round 2 I had a bit of crash as well, so I finished P6 and lost the chance at the podium. So it pays more to finish strong in every race. Of course a win would be good, but you also have to manage the success ballast that comes with winning. So I'm back at the pits. Good thing is, turns out it's a brake hose failure, so we managed to get a spare, get it fitted in, and I managed to continue the race after this, although I was 3 laps down as I spent about 50 minutes in a lap. But that's the end of my first onboard story. I hope you guys enjoy, and I'll bring up next episode next. Thank you everyone, and take care.
Are you done? I'm done. Oh. 4